We continue then on the issue of the Guptas, and the Active Citizens Movement has welcomed the arrest of the Gupta brothers, Atul and Rajesh, in Dubai yesterday. The movement says that the arrests are a critical initial step in obtaining redress. For more on this, we are now joined via Zoom by Executive Member of the Active Citizens Movement, Aslam Mayat. Mr. Mayat, a very good afternoon to you, and thanks so very much for joining us here on SABC News, sir.
Good day to you.
All right, let's get your reaction then on the arrest of Atul and Rajesh Gupta in Dubai. You've said that the arrests are a critical initial step in obtaining redress. Expand on that, please.
Yes, long overdue, but most welcome. It's just the beginning of a long and arduous process. And if the extradition application, which actually is in the hands of the Dubai authorities, is successful, the Guptas will still be entitled to their day in court, which, as we know, sometimes never comes. We are ecstatic and hopeful, but at the same time, we are realistic. The process must take its course, and the Active Citizens Movement and civil society in general and the public must be vigilant not to allow the court process to be abused by Stalingrad and other spoiling tactics. There's various things. Will the court proceedings in South Africa be accompanied by bullets being placed outside homes, assassinations, protests, civil unrest? Will convictions result in medical parole? Public support will be required at every step of the way if we're going to obtain a suitable outcome. Yep. And look, whilst Estina, Dairy, Sun City, Wedding and Waterkloof are embedded in the minds of the public, the extent of the alleged involvement of the Guptas extends to Eskom, Tageta, the local Transnet, New Age, Denel. It goes on. So it's huge implications, a lot of money involved and a lot of people involved.
Yeah. And speaking of, I was just talking to the DA now, and we were talking about the involvement of the NPA and certainly the role that they have to play and the heavy burden that's placed on them to provide evidence that, would essentially be needed to bring the Guptas to South Africa. What the DA said was that they're cautiously optimistic about that. What is your view? Do you have faith that the NPA will handle this correctly and that indeed we will see a situation where the Guptas are successfully extradited to South Africa?
Yeah, look, it's not only in the hands of the DA, the NPA, because also the Dubai authorities play a prominent part in the extradition. But I think a prima facie case has been made out. And whatever it is, look, there seems at last to be a will to proceed. And we've got to be hopeful, and we've got to give every support that's needed. The money spent and the evidence unearthed by whistleblowers at the Madam Sela State of Capture report, the Zondo Commission, we cannot allow that to go to waste. Corruption is utterly hollowed out virtually every state entity, SOE, provincial, municipality, which has resulted in total destruction of our infrastructure, non-service delivery with the poorest suffering the most. So, yes, civil society must join and ensure that this goes through. And it needs support. NPA needs support. The government needs support. The Active Citizen Movement joined the National Orange Overall campaign with its Orange Mask campaign to serve as to highlight the fight against corruption, which is ongoing. And, whistleblowers will be called again to give evidence, sworn testimony in court if they are extradited, and then there's a long court process that's going to continue. Now, the whistleblowers need to be protected beyond empty promises from government. I think a successful conviction of the Guptas, and look, it's a long way there, and they innocent until proven guilty. But a successful conviction will have a number of benefits. Firstly, the money recovered can be used in part to protect, rehabilitate whistleblowers, and for other much-needed things. So there's huge amounts are involved. Jail sentences are important, but they will send a clear message that no matter how powerful you are, the days of impunity are over. And when the evidence come out, if convictions start, others will jump in. You'll find plea bargains, the people who've been involved, politicians, partners, employees, banks, attorneys, accountants, they all have to be roped in, because unless the rot is cut across the board, it's no point just going against one or two people. The whole system has been corrupted. And
right,
this whole thing has to be
for
cleaned
talking
up.
to us this afternoon. Aslam Mayat, executive member of the Active Citizens Movement, weighing in on the arrest of the Gupta brothers in Dubai.